Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and obviously you know when you hear that song in the intro that this is going to be an anti-haul video. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you know that I really enjoy doing these. I think it's just such a refreshing feeling to not always have to come on here and be like, buy this, ooh, buy this, but instead just be like, nah bruh, this is what I'm not buying. So definitely a big shout out to Kimberly Clark. She definitely inspired me. I would love to one day do an anti-haul collaboration with Kimberly Clark. I think that would be amazing. Can you just picture it? Like you hear the "what I'm not gonna buy" her little song come on, and then right after that you hear "we gonna save that money." Like I just feel like that would be amazing, but of course she probably doesn't know who I am, but maybe one day. So I'm not gonna give a disclaimer. If you clicked on a title that said anti-haul, it's probably because you like anti-hauls, I'm hoping. So the disclaimer is there's no disclaimer. Let's get started. So the first item that I know for a fact I shall not be purchasing, and I'm really disappointed by this, is the MAC and Nicki Minaj lipsticks. Now, first, when I heard and when I saw the like initial promo pictures of Nicki Minaj and it just said like Nicki Minaj and MAC and she was just looking all naturally slayed, I was like, okay, she's about to drop a banger and I'm so here for it. I was putting pictures all up on my Snapchat, and then they released the pictures of the lipsticks and I was like, this can't be it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like whenever a person of color does a collaboration with a big company, I always get like kind of excited on the inside. Like my heart starts fluttering. I'm like, you know what? This about to be something for us. Like, am I the only one who feels that way? Because let's be for real, a lot of the makeup does not always think of people of color when they release items. So it's not always that we get a really big well-known person to collaborate with the big company. Like, I just be like, it's about to be lit. But child, when I saw them lipsticks, I was like, nah, did they say Nicki Tutorials or Nicki Minaj? I don't really know what I was expecting, but I just was not expecting these two pale pink ash looking lipsticks. Now granted, she is actually going to be doing a full collection with MAC, so there are more products to come. I also think there's a lip gloss that they're going to be releasing as well, and I think what they said was they're also going to release like 30 lipsticks. Some of them are permanent lipsticks, but you just will be able to get it in the packaging. But for right now, they're focusing on these two main lipsticks, and these two main lipsticks are like the biggest disappointment to me. Now she's of course collaborated with them before, and I think her other two lipsticks were also pink. I think I had them. I think I had the first one. I know that one was kind of like a bubblegummy pink, and I think she may have came out with like a deeper pink as well. So I guess I'm not really thrown off by the fact that they are pink lipsticks. I'm just thrown off by the fact of how light they are. Like, these are definite liner lipsticks, and I'm starting to feel like a liner might not even help these on my lips. I'm just really gonna sit back and keep my hopes for the other items in the collection, because these lipsticks just aren't doing it for me. Not to say that they won't work for someone. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that, you know, enjoy these colors, but again, just being someone of color with some melanin to my skin, these are definite make it work type lipsticks, and I'm just not here for that. Like, no. So this next item is kind of like an anti-haul revisitation, if you will. I actually mentioned this product in one of my previous anti-haul videos, and at that time it was still kind of new. There was like only one promo picture, and that promo picture was kind of blurry. So even though I already talked about it, I remember a lot of people kind of came hard for me about this product, and you guys are just like, Tiff, give it a chance, that picture's kind of blurry, maybe it's going to be better, maybe they're going to change up some things. So it has actually released, and my thought has not changed, and that is the Too Faced and Candy Johnson palette. Like, I called it. I told y'all it was gonna be some crap, and that's exactly what it is. Number one, I really love Candy Johnson. I love her bigger than life personality. When you think of Candy Johnson, if you know who she is, you automatically think color. And even if you don't know who she is, if you just take a look at her pictures, you're just like, oh my gosh, she's all about color, she's all about fun, she's really bubbly, she's really bright. Like, I just expected to be wowed and have something different, but no girl, no. Too Faced did what it always does: go get the shadows out the back, put them in a palette, slap somebody's name on it, and just push it out. And it's just, to me, especially who it was partnered with, it was just such a big mundane disappointment palette. I don't know if you guys saw like the pictures and like the Snapchat stories from when they actually had the Too Faced and Candy Johnson party, but even like the way it was decorated, the way people showed up, like everybody was just all bright and bold and fun. Did y'all see Jared in that pink suit? Baby Jared was giving it to us in that pink suit with those dark eyebrows, and even Jared to me looked more fun than what this palette release is. And I'm sorry y'all, I waited to see if I was wrong, and if I was wrong, I was gonna come in here and tell y'all that, but no, it still sucks. Now, of course, this would not be an anti-haul if I did not mention the Kardashians. So thankfully, KKW, Lil' Kim Kardashian West, has decided to release some more products to her new KKW line. As you guys remember, she did release those contour sticks that everybody just loved so much. So hand in hand with that, she has now released her KKW powder contour palette, and the world has been buzzing because of it. I'm gonna be real honest, like I just wish that Kim would sit down somewhere. I don't know why certain celebrities feel like they have to attack every department. Like, okay, you're really great at reality, okay, you guys do a clothing line, you did not have to come into the makeup world again. And I say again because you guys remember they actually had a whole beauty line that I think was specific to Ulta, the Kardashian beauty, that nobody ever talked about. I don't really think anyone ever purchased, and it kind of just faded away. Like, you had your chance, it didn't work out, let Kylie be great. But instead, Kim now feels like she has to release her own makeup line, and it has just been such a bust. Her contour sticks were horrible. They were breaking on camera, even though people were still like, it's amazing with the little broken contour stick. Honestly, I just don't get it. Like, I don't know if she's just in such a rush to get these products out that she's not really taking the time to make sure that she's giving us quality products, even though people are still buying it, which is really crazy to me. The shade ranges in the palette just seem off to me. Even looking at the deepest one of the shades just looks super gray. Don't get me wrong, because I know a lot of people love a gray contour to just really give you that type of look, but I don't know, to me it just looks like embalmment gray, and that's just not cute. And then the other shade in there feels like for a lot of people it'll be more of a skin tone type of powder, so that really doesn't read contour to me. And again, not to mention that they are all looking really chalky in the swatches. So I'm sorry, I'm just not here for it. One, I'm really not a fan of giving too much of my money away to the Kardashians as it is, but I'm really not going to support a crap product, and that is what it seems like KKW is continuing to put out. So the next item that I know for a fact I won't be purchasing actually comes from Hourglass, and it is going to be a part of their holiday release. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Volume number 3 palette. This palette is going to run you $80. It does come with 6 different shades. It gives you a mixture of their ambient lighting powders, their blushes, their bronzers, their highlighters, and all that other good stuff. I have to tell you guys, I do have one palette from Hourglass, the one that has the 3 different shades in it, and I do really love it. But when they started to release more ambient powder type of products, I just was not a fan. Their bronzers were never really bronzers. They were just too light to be bronzers and too ashy to be highlighters. A lot of their blushes that they released, especially for my skin tone, they did not show up. There was like one that you really had to kind of dig your brush in to get some color pigmentation. So of course I'm not going to be a fan of that. Like, overall, even if you look at the swatches, especially, again, I just have to say, for those of us with more melanin to our skin, they just look down and out ashy. I don't even know what possessed them to put out those promo pictures, because it's just screaming ash to me, and it definitely does not make me be like, I really need to add this Hourglass palette to my list. So it was just a bust. Definitely not something that I feel like I need to invest my money in. I'm good with the one little palette that I do have, but overall it's just a no for me. So Huda Beauty is releasing another palette. This palette is called the Desert Dust palette. It is going to run you $65, and y'all, I'm not even going to lie, when I first saw this I was like, oh my gosh, those colors are speaking to my soul. The colors in this palette are absolutely gorgeous, but the more and more I started looking at the colors, the more and more it reminded me of the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. So again, I definitely feel like the colors in this palette are really pretty, But again, they also remind me a lot of the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I love the colors in here. You get a total of 12 eyeshadows with the Colored Rain palette, and I believe you get a total of maybe 16 eyeshadows with the Huda Beauty. There's like a couple more mattes, like this really light lavendery shade, but overall I think majority of the colors that are in here are also in that palette. And because of that, I'm being an adult and I don't think it's anything that I need because it has so many similar colors. I could be wrong, but I've really been studying the two of them side by side, and to me there are a lot of reminiscent eyeshadow colors, both matte and shimmer, in these palettes, enough to where I don't really need a duplicate of it. So as of right now, that is where I stand. Do I think it's a gorgeous palette? Yes, I do. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all, but just for me, it's gonna have to be a pass because again, I already got a palette like that and I don't really need another. And then the final item that I know for a fact I will not be picking up comes from Pat McGrath. Now, I do not own any Pat McGrath products. I personally always feel like her stuff is just a little too pricey for me. It looks nice. It definitely looks like it performs well, but her stuff is just a little too pricey for me, and I'm not trying to pay all that money for packaging or glitter or all that other stuff that comes with it. But she did decide to release a holiday collection. It is being called the Mothership Eyeshadow Collection, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have the correct name on the screen if I'm wrong, but it comes with 3 different eyeshadow palettes and the total is going to be $125, and that is actually for all 3. I know some people are out there like, what? 3 eyeshadow palettes for $125? It's Pat McGrath. You're crazy. That's an amazing deal. I probably would agree with you, except for when I looked at the eyeshadow colors, not all of them just speak to me. Some of them look like they're probably gonna be a little well, actually a lot of them look like they're gonna be like there's like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 that I feel like, yeah, would be definite colors that I would rock. But you don't get to choose and pick. Like, you don't get to say, okay, I'll only take this one out of the 3. No, you're gonna have to actually get all 3 of the palettes for $125. Maybe later on if she decides to split them up and say you can get them individually, because again, one of the palettes did look like something I would definitely rock, but all 3, no. 2 of the 3 are going to sit on my shelf and they're not going to move until I probably sell them in a blog sale or something like that. So I just don't like the fact that you kind of have to get all 3 for $125, because $125 is that's a bit pricey. Let's just be honest. That's up there in the Natasha Denona range. So I would have liked to be able to maybe just choose a palette and say, okay, I'd rather have this, and then it'd be whatever cost. But again, all 3 for the $125, and then all the shadows just really don't do it for me. Some of them look real funky. I'm just not here for it, so it's just gonna have to be a pass for me. Alright guys, so that is it for this anti-haul. Definitely let me know what you guys think of the video. Also let me know down below, what are some products that are on your anti-haul list? What are some products that you know for a fact you're not gonna be spending your hard-earned coin on? And until next time, bye YouTube.